In this Circuits of the Past video, we have a compilation of 3 visits which Herman made to the abandoned Leyland Test Track. It was part of Herman's circuit tour in 2018, through northern France and England. Herman's first visit was in the evening of Friday, July 27th. Earlier that day, Herman had already visited the Alton Park Circuit and the old Aintree Grand Prix Circuit. In the evening, he went to the Leyland Test Track to make a track walk on the oval. The Leyland Test Track was built in the late 1970s and opened in 1980. The test circuit was mainly used to test trucks and buses from British Leyland, but it was also used for rally stages. The test facility contained a banked oval for high-speed testing, with on the outside a long straight for brake testing. We see that straight now in front of us on the right. There was also an infield track with a huge skid pan, several rumble strips, and a test hill. The Leyland Test Track closed in 2005, and since then the site has been left abandoned. Officially, the track isn't accessible, but there are several unofficial entrances. On July 27, 2017, a plan was given green light to demolish the disused Leyland Test Track and build 960 new houses on the site instead. That's exactly 1 year before Herman made his first visit. Here Herman interrupts his track walk for a drone flight. Back in the hotel, he watched the footage and discovered several people walking on the infield. When Herman continued his track walk, he heard voices from the infield. They were difficult to hear on the video, but maybe you might recognise some of the voices if I shut my mouth for a moment. Were they ghosts? Drifters? Or was it the police looking for Herman? Or were they just other urban explorers? Here you see one of the illegal entrances. And now it's time for another drone flight. When Herman completed his lap, he went back to his nearby hotel. The next day he came back to the abandoned track to film the infield track instead, and do a live broadcast for the Circuits of the Past YouTube channel. Filming the infield track, Herman discovered this creepy abandoned garage. It would make a good location for a horror movie, wouldn't it? Shortly before the live broadcast, there was a little problem. Herman couldn't get his smartphone in the panoramic mode, so he had to do the live broadcast in keyhole.
Hello, Herman here from Circuits of the Past on a windy abandoned test track from Leyland. I had technical problems, so we started a little bit later. I can only in vertical position, so we have this ugly keyhole look. I'm sorry for that. Better than no streaming. I'm here on the cobblestones of the abandoned test track. Hello, I see.
After his second visit to the Leyland Test Track, Herman went to Blackpool, where he spent the next few days. But whilst in Blackpool, Herman came to the idea that it would be very cool to fly the drone into the creepy garage and fly out of it through the broken roof. So when he drove back to the circuit on Tuesday the 31st of July, he made a third visit. Walking to the creepy garage, he filmed another part of the infield track. On the way, he discovered this burnt-out scooter, probably used for joyriding in the abandoned circuit. Well, here's the horror garage again, and here comes the drone flight into the garage. Pretty cool, huh? On the way back, Herman filmed the old test hill and another rumble strip. There's always a willy on these lost places. When Herman was almost back to the illegal entrance where he entered the track, he heard the alarm sound. However, Herman left the abandoned Leyland Test Track safely. He wasn't arrested by the police. On his way back, he would come to visit 2 more circuits at Cadwell Park and Brands Hatch. You can see those in another video. For now, thank you very much for watching, and subscribe for more memories of circuits from the past. There's also a free ebook about 7 abandoned circuits that you can visit legally. No need for alarms for these ones. You can download it on the website www.circuitsofthepast.com.